All right, Chris, man,
Sure.
5 day challenge. How did you feel?
Wonderful, man. And because of the value that I received during that challenge, I was presented with three offers, three deals that two
Wow.
of which were closed.
Wow.
So, yeah, man, we had a great weekend and over the amount of $1,000 a piece. So I'm very grateful for that. And since then, I've been able to retool and restructure my business to be more intentional with how I move in the market and to
Wow.
be able to see how attainable it is to hit my goal, not only from year end goals, but how to scale within the next 2 to 3 years alone. So I'm very excited about all the information I'm about to receive right now with this
Wow.
Sell More Offers challenge.
Yes, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Most people are not able to understand how quickly results can turn around.
Yeah.
And you realize that results actually turn around over literally overnight, right?
They did. They did within 48 hours.
That we're gonna get into a little bit, okay?
Right.
Which is building the system. Okay. Now you can ask me anything you need to ask me here
Sure.
because this one is going to be a little bit more. I'll talk a little bit about systems. I'll talk about a little bit about building the system. But just to kind of recap, building the system to your business is knowing how much work needs to be done and how much work needs to be automated or replaced. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll talk about the horizons. We'll talk about having a ceiling. We'll talk about having a foundation. We'll talk about how to push more momentum.
Yep.
So what you want to do is, I mean, to even dive a little bit deeper into that and then dive a little bit deeper into that offer.
Yeah.
Are you looking to obviously sell one to group now in that
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
So explain to me how that is actually going to help a group of people in your market before we even kind of dive a little bit further.
Sure. So what I was able to look at over the weekend is in order to want to group in terms of the metric of my media consulting business, being able to sell offers that are more so on the demonstrative side where I can show you, the type of tactics that you need in order to appeal to other companies in terms of laying the foundation of what their online presence should look like. So it's duplicatable, right? And from there, that's probably my lowest value cost being like $20, $50, something like that, right? And that can be sold online. And then moving up, just for the sake of time, being able to do a media audit. So that can scale from 200 to $500, depending on the type of package that you purchase. But essentially, me taking a look at your business, all right, seeing what kind of online presence that you have, and then strategizing throughout the month how you can execute. So it's taking more of a producer standpoint, kind of similar to this call, where I'm providing that coaching throughout the month and being able to develop systems that are applicable to your business without me even being there necessarily. So, and then from there, when it comes to the $1,000, $2,000 margin and beyond, that's when I get a bit more hands on, and I'll be there in person and so on and so forth.
So what is the transformation? Okay,
Mhm.
we know what they're getting, and we'll have to simplify that a lot more. Okay,
Oh, okay,
okay,
got you. Mhm.
you have to simplify it because that's your simplification is going to be your pitch. Okay,
Got
which
you.
means it's going to be the position of your offer.
Got you.
So, like for me, it's like I take business owners that are
Mhm.
looking to actually sell more than what they're selling in a short period of time so that they can sell more of what they're selling
Yeah.
in a time frame that they didn't expect. So that means if you want to start selling $50,000 in profits in months, and you are expecting to be there in 3 years, I'll show you how to get there in 3 days.
Mhm. Okay.
You see that? And then
Yeah.
now the question in your head is how. That's why I like to show you how it works first.
Got you. So I can say something like, so currently I've reshifted even my uh, I don't want to say mission statement, but like kind of my description, my business description online. So it's strategic media consulting for leaders, influencers, companies, ministries, and brands. Okay, so that's the what. And the service guarantee is in terms of transformation, building a stronger, and I'm just riffing off the top of my head here, building a stronger online presence within, I would say, 1 month. We can say that, something like that. But again, I can further fine tune it. But is that kind of along the baseline of
Yeah, no, it is.
the what?
I just think that realizing and structuring what is the benefit. Okay, building a stronger online visibility, good. And they might already have it inside their own head of building a stronger online visibility. That's good. But what you want to do is you have to understand people are only paying to get profit. So you have to add in what's the profitability in their business with your services. If you want more people to know about who you are, build an offer for an audience that wants to know a little bit of who you are. As I dive a little bit deeper into it, you go a little bit more intact, and I look at, okay, now on my other three offers, my other offer is literally just so that they can know the value that I have, but they can't afford the value that it costs. They know the value that you have, but they can't afford the value that it costs. So that's where your low offer comes in at. To know more about you, to know more about what you offer, but they still get a transformation inside their transaction. See how valuable you are. Costs you nothing to get to know them. Out of that free, you'll now have people. Out of that 10, some will come to the low, some will come to the high. But you know what? From there, it's profit. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Subsidize some revenue to the various levels of value.
You want to focus on the revenue. Like me today after this call, all I'm focused on is my placements, my leverage, and then I'm going to focus on my revenue so that tomorrow is completely different. My income is changing tomorrow. You don't change your income the same day. You change your momentum.
You say that one more time?
You don't change your income the same day. You change your momentum. Because if you focus on changing your income the same day, what's more than likely going to happen is you're going to actually lose momentum trying to change your income. But if you change your momentum, more than likely your income is going to attach to your momentum. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like tomorrow, like today, like my credit score went up to a 740 today. Okay. And because my credit score went to 740 today, I can go out there and get me 8 new cards. Out of those 8 new cards, I'll have one my partner manages. I'll go manage the other 3 on all 3 different businesses, and I'll have one person. I'm going to utilize assets to change my income tomorrow so that when I open up my 3rd LLC, because all brand new of my LLCs they're all brand new, but I created some new LLCs, and they're going to get access to that capital by November. So I have to position myself in momentum. And then once I get there, I now have to build my foundation. You're leveraging people here. And now moving over to your next phase, which is getting the exact clients you want, which is your automation phase, which is you want anywhere between, like, obviously ads, you want leverage, you want partnerships, you want content, you want this to be fully automated. You're doing a call, you're posting a post, boom, 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 boom. Everything is here. Okay? And at this stage, you're getting 20 clients. Your automation stage. This could be paid ads. All right? Now, this again, Chris, I run paid ads. So if you ever need paid ads, I can hook you up with my boy Harun. Okay?
All right.
and he can teach you, he can coach you, and he can get you going. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right. So at this phase of automation, now what happens is now you're able to go ahead and position yourself completely different. At that automation stage, you're at 20 clients at least per week or per month. Every stage here is per week or per month.
So growing up, they always teach you that, like, when it comes to success, of course, you have your starting point and then you have your goals at the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's kind of preached that, like, once you get there, like, that's the end of the story. Like, that's like the Cinderella story. You get what you want and then, like, happily ever after, right? But based on this model, this is just a continuous inclination as a system that's duplicatable. Like, when you
Correct.
hit that goal, then you basically start all over again, basically.
Correct. Because what you want to do is you want to move from, I'm going to bring the whiteboard up one more time.
Yep.
All right. So I can get out here with you. What you want to do is you want to move from operating a business for yourself to soon having a business that is operating with people, where this business is now operating with systems, delegations, and replacements. But you have to do it with all three departments you want to fill on your low ticket, on your high ticket, on a different business platform that you create. Let's say this is a media, and then you go into media, you go into a system where you're now running marketing. Okay. Then from there you're now running obviously you're still with the weddings. And let's say here you're still with the events. And all three have to be filled in order for these businesses to really drive you in that big number, because let's say this business is bringing you anywhere between 7.5 per month. This business is bringing you anywhere between 9.5 per month. This business is bringing you anywhere between, let's say on the lower end, anywhere between 13.5 per month. And that took you, and let's say this took you at least about 90 days. You got to look at the structure of your business, of what you're even building for this to even become this framework in 90 days. You got to ask yourself, what do I build in order to have someone there? What am I building that can be as valuable, not only to me, but there's a structure in your business where it has to be valuable to the person buying, has to be valuable to the person working, and has to be valuable to the person building. Okay? The person that buys, they must be able to see the value in it a whole bunch of times. The person that's working, they must be able to see something they're entirely getting done. It's clear. I know I'm doing this, I know we're doing that, and I know why it helps them. This person is, I know that this helps me, which is why I'm buying it. And you can get a couple of referrals off there, but I know why it's valuable. And then for you, you got to know where you're building it to, so you know the end game. You know the end game is, I'm going to build an empire that leads to an event, that leads to a company, that leads to a foundation, that leads to employment for others. Like, you got to know where you're building your business to in order to have the direction of what you actually want to make in profits. Okay?
Got it.
And you got to look at not your starting point, but you have to look at what is your building before you move on to the next part. So it's not the starting point, but what are you have to build in the first part outside of getting, because from here to here, looking at what you're building, the clients come right here. But you got to know what you're building. Clear, precise, and understanding. Okay. I'm gonna give you something here on this call that I don't do with anyone else. All right.
Thank you.